Hello and welcome to another update video about XRP. Yeah, on the XRP chart, we haven't really seen much progress in the last few days. However, the market is simply just consolidating sideways at the moment, just below all-time high territory. So just below this previous swing high from the 16th of January at around $3.40. I mean, it is clear that this level needs to be broken to the upside in order to unlock, let's say, new all-time high prices, upside targets. We talked about these in the previous videos here. How do we get to these targets? Well, they are also based on Elliott wave price calculations. They are based on the use of Fibonacci extensions. I will show you briefly on our long-term chart, but the long-term chart hasn't changed. So if you watched previous videos, then you already know about the next larger time frame upside targets. We currently see this move as a fifth wave. Yeah, that could be a fifth wave that really completes a very, very long-term uptrend. Maybe there will be another higher low and another higher high afterwards. What this is about is really to understand what are the next upside targets, and when those are reached, we have to prepare for a significant pullback. Now, that could be wave 4 or even something more significant, a more bearish pullback, or let's say a larger correction, a crash essentially. But for now, we still watch for higher prices anyway in the short term. But what this shows us is what is the larger time frame bullish support level. And at the moment, the only one I can offer is at $1.14, which means the risk is very high on a macro perspective. However, on the smaller time frame, the risk is quite low because we have very, very, support levels very, very well defined, very clearly defined. For now, however, the next upside targets are $4.20, $5, and maybe even $6.62. These are the next three that will become relevant. I find $4.20 just not, high enough to be all of wave 5. So it will likely only be a small milestone target along the way. The $5 level is quite significant, however. Okay, let's go back to the smaller time frame, and here overall the situation hasn't changed. You might recall from previous updates that we were tracking this triangle. You know the story, it broke out to the upside. This marked the beginning of that expected fifth wave. And then, for the last couple of weeks or so, we've been tracking here this corrective pullback. I mean, it's not really a pullback, it's more of a sideways consolidation, you could say. Even though there were quite fast sell-offs, but they were bought up. That's good. So the buyers stepped in when the price touched our support areas, especially here this one on the 27th of January, could have marked the bottom of wave 2 after a wave 1 topped. This was the rally into the trend direction. This is a wave 2 pullback, which is simply correcting that move up that started on the 13th of January. And now this here could be the third wave. I mean, it is possible that this is another so-called 1-2 setup, and we are now starting the third wave of the third wave. Typically, it would be the most aggressive element of a trend. So I'm definitely ready. I know a lot of you are waiting for that move as well, but it is obviously difficult to break the all-time high. So it's not easy. So the market might need several attempts. There could be some setbacks. But the price action looks somewhat promising, especially in the short term. Now, I have to say that this wave count, essentially it just gives us a roadmap, right? If we dip into the support area again, it wouldn't necessarily be a surprise. That's what it's for. The market can test it several times if it needs a little bit more time. However, below $2.76, I will assume that the larger time frame wave 2, the larger degree wave 2 is still unfolding. And then below $2.52, I think the chart needs a larger reinterpretation. That is when the thesis would fail. Okay, we will just fall back into the larger pattern at that point. Okay, so the idea would then be, if all of these support levels are breaking, then it will indicate that the wave 4 never bottomed as a triangle, and that we're in the larger wave 4 still, that it's still unfolding, but it never finished as a triangle. It's just a larger, more complex correction, and then the $1.96 level will come into focus. Yeah, that's the update about XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.